Hey guys, and welcome to The Celebrity Expert, your number one source for all things TV and celebrities. My name is Elijah, and in this awkward time for television that we're in right now, where all of the fall TV shows are kind of coming to an end, and we're not going to see a lot of new things coming out until the summer, these spring months can be kind of weird for television, and sometimes it feels like there's not much to be excited for. So we thought it would be interesting to maybe take a look through some of the new premieres that are coming out in April and see if there was anything interesting on its way. And honestly, there's a lot of really good television starting up in April that is kind of flown under the radar for a lot of casual people who watch TV. So we put together a list of some of the best shows premiering in April. This is kind of a mix of both new shows premiering for the very first time and existing shows that have been popular for a while that are having a new season released for it. So we put together a list of some of the best that's coming up in April, and let's go ahead and get into that list and talk about some of these awesome shows. First up on our list, we have the Twilight Zone, which we feel like a lot of people don't actually realize is available as of April. Yeah, essentially they're bringing back this hit series from way back in the day, and it's coming out for its third iteration of being a TV show. This time it has a really high budget and good production team behind it. It will be available exclusively on CBS All Access, so it's not going to be on the standard traditional cable model, but still it looks really promising, and the fact that Jordan Peele is attached to it, and from some of the trailers alone, this reboot actually looks really promising. Now recently we've seen some really great anthology series done well in the streaming type services, specifically Black Mirror, which is kind of like a digital version of the Twilight Zone. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see something different and more classic while also kind of providing a new modern take on the Twilight Zone, which is something that just everyone knows and remembers, and it's still extremely popular today. If you want to catch up on old episodes of the Twilight Zone, of course you can watch them on Netflix, which is a good way to watch them, and we're really looking forward to this release. Next, we have Season 3 of Brockmire premiering Wednesday, April 3rd, and if you haven't already checked out the show, definitely give it a watch if you're looking for something funny to watch. It involves a former baseball announcer who has a meltdown on air after he finds out that his wife had multiple affairs, and he eventually tries to redeem his career down the road, and just there's a lot of really funny antics in the 30-minute episodes, and overall the show is pretty enjoyable to watch, and we're really curious to see where they decide to take this show in Season 3 moving forward, and we're going to be finding out real shortly because Season 3 once again airs April 3rd. On April 4th, we will see the Season 2 premiere of Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, and if you're a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and you like the universe that's kind of extended into television, Cloak and Dagger is actually one of the better takes that we've seen in recent years in the TV form, and Season 1 was really well received, and there's no surprise that they decided to go ahead with a second season, not even a year later, and it's looking really promising, and this show really does actually have high hopes to actually becoming something bigger than itself. Who knows, maybe they'll do some really interesting tie-ins with Avengers Infinity War or Avengers Endgame, at least in the television version. It'd be really cool to see the decimation happen in the TV show, but we don't know if that's going to even be a possibility, but just the fact that this show is a good TV show existing in the MCU is really promising, and we're really excited to see where we go in this next season. On April 7th, we see the premiere of Killing Eve Season 2, which is a BBC America TV series, and the first season of the show was really well acclaimed also. So if you haven't seen the first season, definitely go back and check it out. It essentially follows an MI5 agent who is trying to track a series of high-profile murders, but kind of gets dismissed as her superiors don't really take her seriously. However, the head of the Russian section of the MI6 then recruits her and books her on the assignment to track whoever this mysterious killer is. It's really interesting in how they kind of developed the story along along the way. But one good thing about the show is it really focuses on the growth of an individual character. And that's something you do see in some shows, but you really can appreciate it in the best shows. And it works really well in this TV show. So if you're looking for something more about like the internal development, kind of like what you would see in like Breaking Bad, this is definitely a good outlet to look at. Next, on April 19th, we're going to see season 5 of Bosch premiere on Amazon Prime. If you didn't know, Bosch actually was one of the first dramas picked up as an exclusive TV show on Amazon's service. And it goes to show that this show's been successful enough that it's warranted 5 seasons. But honestly, the way that they kind of take this show is unique than other types of typical crime shows. It really takes a look at the protagonist's person and humanity as a whole, which is kind of a unique take than other television shows, especially because he seems very flawed in different ways. And there's some questionable things that happen as early as the first episode that make you wonder if this person is really the right type of person to be solving these mysteries and whatnot. And it's actually a pretty decent show, and with each new season there's really a lot of room for these shows to grow and where the show goes, and it's definitely one worth checking out. Plus, it's on Amazon Prime Video, so you can binge watch 4 seasons of it before the 5th season comes out, and that's kind of nice. Next up, we have the show Rami, which is actually a brand new television show premiering on Hulu April 19th, 2019. It's actually a comedy following Rami Youssef, and it's based slightly or loosely around his actual real life. Now, while we don't know too much about how this show is going to be received or how it's going to do, from the trailer alone, it looks really funny, and honestly, there's not enough good comedic shows on television right now, and this one actually is one I'm really excited to check out, and I think the rest of us here at The Celebrity Expert are also excited to watch as well, and maybe it'll turn out to be really good. But we also have later this month the premiere of Cobra Kai Season 2, which is one of YouTube Premium's exclusive shows, which, if you didn't know, it's a later reboot, I guess, or sequel series to the Karate Kid franchise. And honestly, while YouTube Premium kind of started off with a rough start with its originals not really being up to the same type of par worth a subscription, it seems like Cobra Kai really kind of changed that and did something high quality, and it's kind of weird seeing these characters revisited pretty much 30 years later, but at the same time, they didn't try to recreate Karate Kid. Instead, they try to tell a different story while also keeping a lot of the rivalry aspects from the first Karate Kid active and a lot of the messages taught in that movie alive as recurring themes. So Cobra Kai Season 2 is on its way, and it's no doubt probably going to be just as good as the first season, and we're pretty excited to see how this show holds up. Can YouTube continue the string of success that they've had so far, or will they kind of fall off and falter with this next season? We really would like to see YouTube Premium producing more high quality shows like this rather than some of the YouTuber movies like the Logan Paul thinning movie. But who knows? Let's see what YouTube's going to do in the next couple of years. However, Cobra Kai is off to a great start, and we do think that Season 2 looks very promising from what we've seen from the trailer alone. And then, of course, finally, we have Game of Thrones coming out April 14th, or at least the premiere of this is going to be coming out on HBO and HBO Go. And honestly, this will be the final conclusion to Game of Thrones. And honestly, we're so excited, just because not only do the stakes feel higher than ever just with how they've developed the story over the years, but from what we've seen in the trailers and just kind of how the previous season ended 2 years ago, it looks like they're really coming full circle with this ending, and it's going to be hopefully extremely satisfying at the least. There's definitely going to be some fan favorites that probably aren't going to make it through the final episode, but who knows what happens with this, and at least in some way or another, maybe there can be an outcome that leaves fans leaving the series feeling like it had a very good conclusion to the show. Of course, they are going to be doing a spin-off series later on, so we'll see more from this universe, but it will be really nice to kind of have a full-on ending to this great TV show that's really revolutionized television as a whole and definitely deserves the attention that it's garnered over the years. Alright, and that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below and leave a comment. What television show are you the most excited for, or what show on this list are you thinking about possibly checking out? There's definitely a mix of both new and old that looks really, really great that we talked about today, and I'm excited to see how some of these shows do. If you enjoyed this video though, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any other videos we put out just like this one, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
I'm about to.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi.
See you guys.
Know anybody?